As a fun fact, Kenny Omega has the longest AEW title reign with 346 days, but Jon Moxley has the longest combined reign with 347 days. We can all agree that AEW has truly cemented itself as a formidable and solid alternative to WWE. But like every other wrestling company, there is always the most important prize, which is the World Championship. After Hangman won the Battle Royale, it was set it will be Hangman Page versus Chris Jericho for the AEW Championship. I will admit, somehow I didn't want Jericho to win because it seemed like they are making a WWE guy champion, defeating the purpose of their existence. And or was I wrong? Jericho was not only the right winner, but he made the title feel truly important. The La Champion persona was so perfect, he made the whole thing just perfect. He defended his title against Darby Allin, Cody Rhodes, Scorpio Sky. He really elevated his group, the Inner Circle, in the process. His reign though gets a W. Dean Ambrose might be the absolute biggest shock signing AEW has ever had. You wouldn't have expected a former Shield member to leave WWE. Since he came to AEW, he was already destined to be champion. He had to go through a Kenny Omega beef first, which was great. But his destiny was always to be the face of AEW, fighting a roster of superstars such as Jake Hager, the late Mr. Brody Lee, Brian Cage, Darby Allin, MJF, Eddie Kingston, The Butcher, Lance Archer. I don't want to say much about Jon Moxley since I will talk about him later on. His face reign though was a definite W. AEW started, there was someone who was arguably the best wrestler in the whole world, who was not going to WWE as expected. He was the most valued wrestler in wrestling, so much so that people got frustrated at why he wasn't fighting to be inaugural champion. But they had a plan. After coming from one of the best storylines in AEW with Hangman Adam Page, he challenged and defeated Moxley with the help of Don Callis. He became heel that night, which was odd because he didn't need to, but it was all part of the Hangman Page story. And him being heel actually worked better, making it justifiable for him to be a belt collector from AEW opening the forbidden door. His work with the Young Bucks is one of the best things I've ever seen. He fought 5-star matches with Rey Fenix, Rich Swann, Orange Cassidy, Pac, Jungle Boy, Christian Cage. He needs to be at least a 5-time world champion. His whole reign though was a W. From the beginning of AEW, one person has always been treated like a company babyface. So much so that from his first loss, we knew he would be put into the sport anyway. After a tag team title run with Kenny Omega, followed by a fallout between the two, a #1 contenders match to face Mox, multiple losses to Kenny, a temporary alliance with the Dark Order, we all knew Hangman would win the title from Kenny, and he definitely did. He did everything right as expected. But when you're a babyface, your popularity doesn't last long. Hangman looks the part, has a perfect gimmick, and is a sympathetic character, but it does lack in mic skills. Because of that, I think it worked against him. Week in and week out, the backing started to fade away. Even though he did face superstars such as Bryan Danielson, Lance Archer, Adam Cole, Dante Martin, it still wasn't enough because of a debut from a certain superstar, which took away from everything. I truly hope he finds a way to improve his mic skills because he should be a John Cena of AEW. His reign though was mid. Unsurprisingly, later on he dropped it too. One of the best moments in wrestling history happened when CM Punk returned to wrestling. We can all agree on this no matter how much you don't like CM Punk. Nothing was more of a good and necessary choice than to put the belts on Punk. It was meant to elevate the brand so high and make the belts extremely valuable. He kind of did that. But I don't know what happened. To me, his reign was kinda meh. I blame myself for having high expectations. The MJF feud is the best CM Punk anything in AEW. From there, it went downhill for me. Since I'll talk about him again, let me just say he could have done better with this reign. So for me, this reign is mid. After getting injured, an interim champion had to be crowned. I wasn't particularly excited about this Jon Moxley reign. It seemed like a good enough placeholder for Punk. It served its purpose, but did we care? So I guess it was good enough for this purpose. So this reign was mid. Obviously, whenever there's an interim champion, the real champion will come back and fight for the undisputed title. By this time, CM Punk was starting to act a bit different, complaining about AEW and people around it. So much so that after he won the title, he shot hard on AEW and the Elite, leading to a backstage fight that saw the championship vacated. We still don't know what truly happened at the back, but it truly left CM Punk with a bad name in wrestling. As of me uploading this video, we still don't know what really happened. MJF also returned that night, which was one of the biggest AEW pops of all time. But whatever they planned for Punk vs MJF had to be scrapped. But this reign though was an L. This time I realized that Jon Moxley has been carrying AEW for a while now. He also has done a good job at it, making the AEW championship seem hard to attain. He doesn't get enough credit for giving credibility to the promotion. Even though his reign was shorter, I cannot help but appreciate him. For that I would give him a W. Then in 2022 November 19, at Full Gear, finally the AEW championship finds its way to... We can all agree that MJF is basically killing AEW right now. He has earned his spot for a while now. His reign of terror has just started and it's only the beginning. He might literally make AEW a must-watch wrestling promotion on TV.